An ancient pen with dark powers in the attic rumored to grant the user unparalleled creative prowess comes with a terrifying price. When the writer held this pen, a sound echoed in his head. I need blood to write. The blood of an animal or someone you love. The Sinister magical fountain pen, part the writer Chap 3. Not only did it strip away his control, but the pen also infiltrated the writer's mind, controlling his every thought and action. He became dependent on it, unable to freely decide and act according to his own will. The Sinister pen had robbed the writer of his autonomy, turning him into a strange and unpleasant version of himself. He became tense, irritable, and struggled to communicate. Gradually, people began to avoid him, and no one stayed by his side anymore. He was alone, immersed in loneliness and self-pity. The pen's control had ruined all his social relationships, turning him into a stranger to everyone. Each day, the feelings of loneliness and suffering deepened in the writer's mind. He felt trapped in an unwinnable battle with the pen's magical power, and no one could understand or share his feelings. One day, Dung walked past an ancient temple, where the warm sound of a bell resonated through the air. The sound seemed to wake him from his state of tension and worry. He stopped and looked at the peaceful scene. The dawn spreading over the lush green fields, the sunlight gently shining through the leaves. In that moment, he realized that life was not just about the dominance of the pen's magical power. The peace and tranquility of nature awakened his heart, sparking positive thoughts and fresh hope. Determined to move forward, the writer realized that the grand dream he had been pursuing was not worth everything he had lost. He recognized that greed had led him into suffering and despair. Finally, Dung made his final decision to return to the abandoned house and place the pen back where it belonged, in the dark wooden chest where it was discovered. The writer walked into the abandoned house, climbed up to the attic, and placed the pen back into the ancient wooden chest as a sign of liberation and a new beginning. The determination in his soul felt like a fresh breeze, bringing hope and faith in a new future where he could create works with his heart and mind, free from the bondage of dark magical power. But the pen did not want to be defeated so easily. It did not accept the writer's abandonment. When he tried to put it into the chest, the pen fiercely resisted, unexpectedly stabbing his hand with great force. The writer felt the pain spreading from his fingertips, but his strong willpower helped him push through. Before the pen could consume his soul, he managed to place it inside and quickly shut the lid. When the lid was firmly closed, a sense of relief spread through the writer's soul. He felt the weight lifting off him, as if he had been freed from a burden. This painful victory brought him pride and confidence in his ability. The writer looked back at the chest, feeling a sense of comfort and peace. It seemed that the pen's imposition had disappeared, and he could continue his writing journey without being hindered by dark magical power. This was an important step, a new milestone in his struggle with the obsession of the magical fountain pen. The writer walked down the stairs and out of the abandoned house, but a strange thing happened when he realized he could not leave. Despite his efforts, he was mysteriously drawn back into the house by a powerful force. In a panic, the writer realized that the magical pen was still in his pocket. It had created an illusion, making him think he had escaped. He picked it up and tried to throw it away, but before he could, the pen stabbed his hand again. A strong force began to pull him inside the pen. Desperation surged through him as he watched himself being absorbed into the magical pen. His last sight was the deep darkness of the pen before he vanished mysteriously. In just one stab, the pen had taken everything that was left of Dung, his soul. After the writer disappeared, the magical pen returned to its original position, lying quietly in the wooden chest, waiting for the next person to find it and fall into its inescapable magical trap. The mysterious story of the abandoned house and the magical pen continued to be an unsolved mystery, stirring curiosity and fear in those daring enough to venture inside. If it were you, would you dare to use this tempting but sinister magical pen?